Immediately upon entering the room on the second floor of the Dallas Museum of Art, I was drawn to an enormous oil painting. I was immediately impressed with this huge, bright, and captivating wall covering. The painting is a horizontal format and is grand in size as it reaches to over 5 feet tall and extends to over 9 feet across. This work is a beautiful landscape portrait depicting an unusual polar ice scene, of which the center features an enormous block of shimmering white ice. The contour lines of this iceberg, once wholly harsh and jagged, have been partially sculpted smooth by the water and wind, and it rises majestically out of the sea below. A horizontal line extends along the base of the iceberg, dividing the solid iceberg from the calm tidal waters below, and drawing the observer's eye to the right to two more icebergs. These other icebergs contrast with the first. One is in the background farther from the viewer and has more rough and harsh texture, while another in the right foreground has flatter contour lines and appears less threatening, almost inviting the viewer to climb upon it. Just below the icebergs, an icy tunneled passageway is falsely suggestive of shelter, but is enchanting nonetheless. The front ground line, where the viewer would be standing, is at the very bottom of the painting. The artist has created a sense of depth in the work by the relative position of the ground line at the bottom of the landscape to the tidal pool, the main iceberg, and the iceberg far off in the distance, by painting the more distant objects higher up on the canvas. The white blocks of ice are motionless and voluminous on a calm but cold summer day. The shapes and composition of the objects in the paintings are evocative of a more familiar mountain landscape scene. The high sun reflects off the face of the largest iceberg in the center of the scene, and the peaks appear to touch the clouds and sky above. The calm tidal pool of green water, with waves gently lapping on a beach of ice, almost appears to be a plain of prairie grass rolling in the wind beneath mountains. But this is not a mountain landscape. This is much more. It was then that I saw the broken mast of a ship in the foreground, which was instantaneously followed by a shiver up my spine, a semi-disturbing shiver that could only be the result of subconsciously knowing inside that something terrible happened. The notion of some impending doom is magnified by the use of color, with bright white clouds being consumed by the gray background of the sky, forecasting some foul weather to come. Something bad has happened in this painting, and it causes disturbing emotions in the viewer. If I am in a scene like this, then I am most likely in a very difficult situation. Perhaps the broken mast came off my ship, and now I'm stranded. Otherwise, the mast may be from someone else who was here before me, and who suffered some awful fate which I too might meet. The painting is entitled The Icebergs, and was painted in 1861 by American artist Frederic Edwin. It suggests unexplored, uninhabited, faraway places. It shows an unfamiliar yet incredibly beautiful landscape scene that could cause the viewer to feel the need to seek out and conquer such a place, and to experience the adventure that went along with the conquest. But by painting the ominous broken mast in the foreground, the artist also suggests caution and warns of dangers. The painting makes me feel the grandeur of nature and the possibilities that exist from traveling during the time period that the painting was created. What the artist has done to make me feel this way is having chose to paint a landscape that was seldom seen in person or pictured during the time period of which it was painted. My experience with the work and its environment has impacted the whole way I view art and art museums. After I left, I felt fortunate to have been able to see this painting up close and personal versus in a book or on a computer screen. It made a significant difference in my perception. Additionally, the assistance from the workers at the museum showed me ways of enjoying pieces of art, including this one, in ways I have never experienced. Based that the painting is a landscape with obvious indicators present, it was not surprising to find that my interpretations were not far from the writings about the paintings by the museum. Comparing my feelings and interpretations with the information posted at the museum makes me feel as if I have learned to appreciate art to a different degree due to this class. I look forward to viewing more art and visiting more museums in the future.